Yeah, I'll fix that today.
All right. It says something about this won't record if you don't store it.
Oh,
I guess
I
it's,
didn't get. Hey
well, when
guys.
I hit live, it showed. Hi. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another Maximize Monday, the first of the year.
Yeah.
As we, yeah, we celebrate the new year. It's January the 9th, 2023.
Is it the
Um,
ninth already?
yeah, it went by quick, didn't it?
I can't tell if this year so far is going by fast or if it's going by slow.
Well, it just started.
I know, but it feels like I can't believe it's the ninth already. But then it feels like New Year's was forever ago.
It feels like the 9th and I already need a break already.
Exactly. That's a great way.
Right. Maybe because I needed one last year. It just keeps spilling
Uh
over.
huh.
Maybe it's that. Hi, Keisha. How are you?
Hey,
Huh?
Keisha. I said it makes sense. It makes sense to me.
Yeah, that's how I mean, I'm glad New Year's changing. I do believe God moves, and I'm not denying that. But
Hmm.
it really can just be a change of calendar, and you still be the same person, same situation, same thing. If you're not
Hmm.
making those changes, it just
Yeah.
we
It'd
think
be
the clock
purposeful.
change everything.
Yeah. You have to be purposeful about it. Even just thinking in a context of like when you're in school, like grade school, whatever, you have breaks planned into your life. When you're
Hmm.
grown up, when you're adult, it's just life. So being intentional to be able to give yourself that reset time is something that can be, I think, challenging at times.
Yeah. Two things I saw. Hi Linda, how are you? We
Hi.
started just talking, y'all, but hey y'all, come on in. Um, Two things I really it opened my eyes more last year when somebody I was reading about somebody talking about Sabbath rest.
Hmm.
And yesterday I read I was in yesterday the day before. I believe it was Pastor Hart Ramsey said, you know, basically in a nutshell, I'm paraphrasing here. I can't remember how he said it word for word.
Hmm.
Was you're basically just tired. Go get some
Hmm.
rest. And I don't think we associate sometimes high stress levels, your emotions out of whack. You just need some sleep.
Hmm.
And and I don't know why we ignore that when they've already um studies have already shown that what it does
Yeah.
to you. You know what lack of sleep does to your body, what it does to your emotions, your thought process. Now I know they ain't got nothing to do with you, you don't know what I'm talking about.
No,
But
I am very in tune with making sure I'm rested, yes. But for me, it just makes sense. Like, that's what we're taught in the beginning of our lives. When we're angry, when we're upset about something as babies, they put us to take a nap. So I don't know at what point that needs to like change in order to be qualified as an adult. But like you said, Pastor Nate, like there's a ton of scientific health reasons is why it's important that you're getting that rest. And I think it comes with just that negative mindset that, you're lazy or you're missing time. We put those negative spins on things instead of looking at it more of a health thing.
yeah, and we're not justifying laziness. We believe in hard work.
Right.
Um, you know, do what you got to do, and if it costs you some sleep, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, you're no good to anybody if you're always stressed out, always, overdoing it. I know people who would push themselves so hard they would get like double pneumonia or some other stuff happen to their body, and then they're out for like weeks recovering. It's like, yo, slow down some, you know,
Mm-hmm.
work hard. Again, not justifying laziness. When opportunity comes your way, work, but you have to learn to, as Mike Murdoch says, schedule your pleasures because pain never schedules itself.
Mm-hmm.
It just comes. And sometimes this is actually probably a good topic to talk about. Sometimes you just need some rest. Now, there are people who can get by on less rest. I don't know what that is. Some people can live on 3, 4 hours of sleep a night and they're fine. Some
Mm-mm.
people, they don't have that. And it doesn't necessarily mean that the person that can't do that is lazy or whatever. it's just some people. I don't. It's just, I guess the way you're built as a person. Some people can just get away with it.
I'm not one of those people.
You know,
Nope.
yeah. Like I know people, they'll get their good sleep, night sleep, but when they're awake, they work their behind off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but the other thing too is we talked about this some last year, that rest is biblical and rest is holy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, why do we take, you know, the 10 Commandments, for instance? Don't lie, don't covet, don't commit adultery, don't, you know, worship idols, and then, you know, honor the Sabbath. All of a sudden we get real figurative with that one.
Mm-hmm.
And take everything literal. When, you know, God is trying to show us that the Sabbath is about God's ability, our ability to trust God to take care of stuff while we're resting.
Yeah.
And, you know, a Sabbath can be a whole day. It could be a part of the day. It could just be all I got is 2 hours. And this is my time to decompress. And I think you have to give yourself that space to do it because rest is holy. Rest is godly. One of the things that you notice Jesus do throughout the Gospels is sometimes they would go out and guess what they would find him doing?
Mm-hmm.
Either praying or sleeping.
Yep.
He would get away and take a nap. Now, you know, it shows us that a few times in scripture, but it's not like, oh, he only did it those 3 or 4 times. You know, probably as a lifestyle, but he was a good Jew, so he understood, you know, the power of rest.
Right.
You know, work hard, bust your butt, grind, do what you got to do, get your work done, schedule your rest too.
Mm-hmm. Do you think any of this has to do with, like, what's it called, FOMO, the fear of missing out, and having to know everything and not having to miss anything like that?
I think parts so, yeah, because you want to be in tune, especially with the advent of TV, especially, you know, back in the day before we were, I don't think I wasn't, I think it stopped when I was a kid. I think it was. Of course, back in the day, the TVs went off at a certain time and nothing was on TV, you know, and now that we have TV 24/7, now that you have your phone 24/7, the internet 24/7, our brains are stimulated overly, way too much. It's not good for our thought process because there's a time where it was just done and you had to sit home, read, talk to your family, you know, all right. It was just that. The other thing too is, I think it's an American thing too.
Okay.
The American thing is, if you work hard enough, everybody will succeed. You know, I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Right.
What if your lack of sleep could contribute to your early death? I mean, it actually shows that, right? If you go to like Spain and a couple other places, they give their employees siestas.
Yeah. They have nap stations in the office. Yeah.
Yeah. Here, you go here, take a nap. And they found that their people were more productive when they had a siesta. Business went up, revenue went up. But in our American thing, you know, thank God we don't have to worry about that. But there are jobs out there where, you know, they barely want to give you time off. And if you watch this, if you do get time off, they don't pay you for it. It's on your own dime. So you got to think, I got bills to pay. So I can't take off of work, even though they say I can. But if I'm not getting paid, I can't pay my bills. But there's this thing, you know, where, I mean, they'll some corporate jobs, they'll struggle to give you time off for a birth of your child. They want you to come right back in, and it's just all this stuff. It something about our American thought process of capitalism, I believe, can birth a balanced, good work ethic, but then also create an unhealthy work ethic where if you're not careful, your greed will dictate what you do in life. You know, and I'm not justifying, advocating laziness. Work hard, bust your butt. Opportunities come your way. You won't get as much sleep some days. It just is what it is. But all I'm saying is find time, however much it is, however much you got, for some rest. Yeah. Some recuperation time. Sorry, I'm rambling.
I think along with this, we need to do better at identifying what our priorities are.
Mhm.
So if we're putting our health first, or if we're, putting our family first, or putting our finances first, we will set aside that time to do what we need to do, in that area. So being clear on what that is for you,
Mhm.
I think it's something that we need to be thoughtful about too.
Yeah. And there are times, and I'm guilty. Well, I have my reasons, but sometimes you gotta like put your phone somewhere.
Hmm.
Like I have a certain day of the week where for a few hours that day, that not that day because I can't do the whole day. I wish I could. I can't do the whole day, but part of that day is my time to. I'm not working. I'm not checking emails.
Hmm.
Unless it's urgent, I'm not going to respond to the text message or about work or call unless I get. Of course, Bishop, I got to respond to that. But if it's
Of
not urgent,
course.
if it's not urgent or anything like that, I'll get back to you in a few hours
Mhm.
or tomorrow. But
Or the
I
next
don't.
day.
Or the next day, right? Yeah, but I mean, I don't tell people when it is. It's just that
Yeah.
is my
Mhm.
that's my time to read, whatever, do what I want
Mhm.
to do.
Mhm.
And I think it's good for your mental health. It's good for your physical health. Um, to decompress. I know folk, and I get it. Certain jobs, you're on vacation, but got your laptop out.
Yeah.
On vacation and got your phone next to you because you gotta. So
Mhm.
now they want you to work on your vacations, and you used to go on vacation to get away from work, but now you got to take work with you, and you barely got a chance to really disconnect.
Yeah.
So people know me. I tell them when I go away, like to an island or something like that, which I hope we
Do
can go
not
back.
disturb.
Oh God,
One
I
day, one day.
I said it before. I lock my phone up. I check it once a day. I don't want to
Mhm.
be connected to the internet. I don't want to know what's going on social media. None of that. I don't want to know. The people that know me, here's the resort I'm staying at. If something
If you
go
need to
wrong, call me there. They'll come get me.
uh-huh.
About that, disconnect.
Yeah.
But we have such a hard time doing it. I got to figure out, like you said, FOMO. I got what's going on. I'm missing it. What this person saying? What's going on? Do you really need to know?
Yep. And I mean, this might be, somewhat of a stretch, but I I think that goes back to that innate flaw that we have, in sin, that we just need to know everything. And like we said at the end of last year, we don't need to know everything. Some things it's okay to just let be, trust God, and what happens is what happens. But no, I've been trying to do better at making sure, like, I have my phone set automatically to go on silent, at eight
Wait a
o'clock
minute.
every
Wait a minute.
night.
Wait a minute. Let me back up real quick.
What I do? What I do?
Let me interject real quick. You never have your phone around you anyway. So what are you talking about?
What are you talking about? My phone,
I,
if it's not dead, charging somewhere because I
I
have
will,
it all the time.
or you put it somewhere and you forget where it is. I'm like, I have my phone somewhere. See, I know how to get you. I can't get you by your cell phone.
You call my mom.
No, that, or I'll email you because it'll pop up on your computer. So I,
See, because I have my phone on all the time, it dies. So I put it on the charger. And so then in those cases, I don't have my phone on me.
why don't you just charge it on your computer? Put the code, the thing in your computer and charge it there.
Well, yeah, I do that too. But like if I'm out and my phone dies, how am I gonna charge it? Unless I have my
You don't charge it in your car?
it doesn't always work all the time.
You need, oh Lord. Anyway, it's not a therapy session for you. But
Anyway,
good. Finish what you're saying. Go ahead.
I forgot this point. I forgot.
No, you're talking about 8 o'clock at night. You usually put it on silent.
Oh yeah, like I have my phone set to go off, on silent every at 8 o'clock every night. And I'm just trying to be mindful of making sure that I set those boundaries, where I don't have to think about it. That I'm making sure that I'm, taking time to just reset.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and for those who have, some cases like mine where you got to keep your phone on just because, you got senior family members you help take care of, you just
Mhm.
learn to just kind of relax a little bit. Just Let it sit there, and don't sweat it. But you know what's crazy? They actually did a study on something.
Okay.
For some people, if they put their phone on vibrate, they have a tendency to check it more, because you're always feeling like, because with the vibrate off, if somebody
Yeah.
calls you, somebody alert goes off, you can hear it. Versus vibrate, you
Right.
can miss it. So if you're
Yeah.
in a situation, you gotta turn your vibrate on your phone. They found people pick up their phone more just to make sure that nobody reached out to them. Do you know how? I'm telling you, these things have done a wonder of good, but they have done a wonder of in a horrendous nature when it comes to our emotions and our mental state. Because if you're not careful, you'll be addicted to these phones, these apps, and all this stuff. And it's not until after you realize it. After a while, when it hits you, you finally realize, yo, I'm really addicted to this thing. You just can't let it go. And it's like,
have you ever been somewhere without your phone and then you have like a phantom vibrate? So you feel like it's vibrating, but you don't actually have your phone on you?
no, it's a little weird, but no.
Probably not you, but that happens.
I usually don't have my phone on vibrate unless I'm in church or, that's why.
Yeah,
So
like
probably,
you think your phone's ringing and it's not. It's because you got used to, I guess, feeling it vibrating in your pocket. But I was thinking, like, that's something that people go through who have like their legs amputated. Like they feel it there when it's not. It's like our cell phones are becoming too a part of like our bodies and who we are. Where there's something that's a little wrong with that for me.
Yeah, and I mean, this is why, like, when they be like the apps and all those stuff, even social media, do you want notifications on? All of them are off. All of them are off. Even when somebody emails me, all I see is the number on the email go up. I don't hear the sound when somebody. Because first, I get too many emails.
Yeah.
But turn them notifications off. Like on your apps and stuff. So for me, I only get a notified phone call, text message, and I think maybe one or two more things that are necessary. But outside of that, you hit me up online, I am not going to see unless I go check it. It's just because I don't want that barrage of.
Yeah, I hear you. That's hard to do, especially like when you work in social media, because you want to be able to respond back to things in a timely manner.
Well, that's work. That's work. I don't need that.
But if it's all the time, well, I mean, like we've been saying this whole time, just to be mindful of when to cut it off.
Yeah, I mean, if it's working, you making money off it. I was making money off it. These alerts will be on all day long, right? That's different. That's different. But I think there's a change in how we do things. But they did studies on this stuff, so they know what gets you addicted to these things. I mean, come on, they're not stupid. We fall into it thinking we need to know everything. You don't. Sometimes I miss the days where there was only house phones, and if the person couldn't, you weren't home, you gotta wait till the person gets home to check the voicemail and
if that voicemail box is full, then you just keep on trying later.
But my fear is with all the metaverses and all the meta stuff, all the AI they're creating. Look at what social media and stuff has done to people's mental health. Imagine what happens when we go more virtual with everything. What's going to happen? I'm nervous. I am really nervous because our brains aren't wired for this constant stimulation. It's not. And it's not good. So
tech-wise is cool, but it freaks me out just a little bit to see how advanced things are getting. Like online recently, there's been like a trend of showing people wearing like the AR virtual reality glasses, and you see them freaking out because it's just so real for them.
Yeah.
Like, okay, how far is it gonna go?
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm good. Who's Facebook user?
I think
And
that's top.
oh, hi Ty. Um, but no, yeah, I haven't done those, but I think it is just interesting. Like like how you'll have multiple devices out at once. You'll be sitting there watching TV, have your laptop here, your phone here, your iPad over here, and it it's too much. This year, I want us to focus on. We talked a lot about mental health and emotional health last year. I want us to really focus on working hard, doing what God calls us to do. But if there's one thing this pandemic taught us, life is short, and you got to be able to enjoy your life too.
Yep.
Again, work hard, fulfill your purpose. Don't be lazy. Do all the stuff. It's going to be inconvenient. It's going to require some long hours, but learn how to schedule your pleasures and learn how to schedule something that's going to bring you some joy.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be intentional about it, because if you don't, and God is not, how can I say this? God's not upset if you have something that's not quote unquote spiritual that brings you joy. As long as it ain't a sin, you can read a book, you can sit there and watch a movie. It doesn't have to be, all I'm doing for peace is just prayer and stuff like that. I mean, God can move in other ways. It's like pray, do all that stuff, do all those things, but also like you can take a walk too, and
Yeah.
other ways to relax yourself. If you're a shopper, you can buy some, but don't go crazy. Don't pull it back in so you won't be broke. Or crazy and stuff like that, and but take your emotions out of your shopping too. But all I'm saying is that we can have other things that bring us joy and stress relief, as long as it's not a sin, or as long as something that is not a sin can become one because you idolize it. What I mean by that, it starts to replace your relationship with God.
Yeah.
So you read more other things more than you read about God. And you watching 8 hours of TV, but you only pray for 2 minutes. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with TV, but know the priority.
Mm-hmm.
I think a part of a reset, notice when you reset something I'm sorry. When you reset something that's techie, it usually goes through a rest moment first.
Go through a what?
Goes through a rest moment.
Hmm.
Sometimes when you reset something, you take it back to its beginning. It either turns off, shuts down, and then reboots. And I think sometimes a part of our reset is learning how to shut down real quick, reboot.
Mm-hmm.
Not shut down like in a negative way, but just Bishop said something years ago, sleep is a weapon. I sleep so I can rest up so I can do what I got to do. And if you need to reboot, slow down. Hour before you go to bed, turn the TV off or something like that. Just something that helps you, whatever, reboot. Or watch something silly and sensitive to kind of relax your brain.
Makes sense. Like even if you just think about it this way, our bodies are machines. They work on energy. So they need time to just, like you said, reset, shut down for a little bit, and restart fresh.
Yeah, and that's okay. Don't make people feel. I was talking to my wife about this because I know it's like it's a popular phrase. I'm giving myself permission to be happy. I'm giving myself permission to be joy. I'm giving myself space to be at peace. You don't need nobody's permission to be happy. Just go be happy. The world doesn't give you permission to feel good about yourself. You don't need their permission.
Right.
I almost cussed. You don't need like the world doesn't give you permission to be joyous. You don't need their permission. Just give yourself permission to have joy. You don't need the world doesn't let you feel good about you. The world doesn't even know what is good to them. It changes every 3 months. So it's like, I mean, come on.
But maybe there lies the problem, that we're looking outward for that approval, that permission, that that attention instead of just looking for it in ourselves. You know?
Yeah. I'm like, yeah. Are you on mute? You okay? Oh, your dog. Okay. Why? Like, I just don't understand that. Like, I thought you like muted yourself mid talk. That's why I say that. Like, you don't need the world's permission or anybody else's permission to be happy. Just go be happy. You know, the world just makes it so hard on you to have peace. I mean, yeah, there are a lot of things that aren't that peaceful in the world, but you got permission to be at peace. And nowhere in scripture does it tell you to go to the devil's camp to get your joy and your peace. I'm sorry. It just does not do that. I'm going to the devil, get my joy back and my peace back. It makes for exciting preaching. It makes for exciting preaching, but it's not necessarily biblical. Like, come on. Like, God says, if you want joy and peace, come to me. The reason why you ain't getting it is because you're going to the wrong place. I'm going to the devil. He don't give it to you. I'm going to take it back. He ain't got it. Go to God. He can't. The devil can't steal your joy. We give it away. But I need space. I need to give myself space and people permission. You don't need nobody permission. You need your own permission to have joy, have peace. Yeah. Something as simple as this, right? I was thinking about this because I saw a picture of a video, something, I can't remember what it was. So Marilyn Monroe was in it. I think it was either one time the Queen. Oh, it's when the Queen of England, when she was young, was the same age as Marilyn Monroe. And they showed when she was better. And it was funny because I was like, if Marilyn Monroe was alive today, they wouldn't consider her a beauty standard.
Nope.
Her bill would not be considered in this time frame. So what I'm trying to say is, and I'm not saying people go outside looking crazy, is that standards and things change.
Sure do.
And if you go with the ups and downs and the ebbs and flows of what's constantly changing, you're going to lose your mind conforming to the world standard of something because it's constantly changing.
You would constantly be trying to play catch up to try to meet the standards. And then right when you get there, something else is new and trending.
Yeah. You spend all that money trying to look a certain way to fit what's in. And then 6 months later, it's out of style. And you don't want to wear it no more because you want to go get the new thing. Buy some stuff that's going to outlast seasons.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those baggy clothes are starting to come back a little bit.
That and bell bottoms.
See,
yeah.
For a long time, they went from the baggy to a little slim to super skinny. Now it's getting back to things change. Find what works best for you and work that.
Yep.
I'm sorry for the rant.
It's true. It's true.
But a part of your rest is being able to find joy, find peace, find some relaxation. If you need to, take a nap. If you need to go to bed a little earlier, go to bed a little earlier. You need to sleep in for an hour, sleep in. Mm-hmm. One time, it was last year, I think, or 2 years ago, I felt like I was burning candles at both ends. And I was like, oh my God, I was tired. I felt off. Mm-hmm. And then I slept in for an hour one day and I woke up, I was like, yo, this is what it's supposed to be like. This? All I needed was an extra hour of sleep. That's all I needed. And I was like, oh, sweet. Oh, it's okay.
Yeah. And I think too, like when you operate in the point where you're just like draining yourself, that doesn't feel good mentally. It doesn't make you happy. So that when you're rested and you have that energy and you have that, gumption and want to do what you're doing and have fun with it, it's a different experience all across the board.
It really is. It really is. All right, y'all. It's almost 12:30. We've been ranting and raving. We didn't get on our topic, but SU audience feels about
it. Okay. It's okay.
I hope you learned something, and we hope you learned something. And don't forget, tomorrow's Diamonds,
tomorrow's
right?
the Diamonds Ministry with Pastor Prescott. on Wednesday, do you want to share a little bit more about what's happening on Wednesday, Pastor Nick?
Yes, we're having an anointing and blessing service. Well, we're not oil and blessing service. Bring your oil. Go get some oil, and you can actually buy the small containers of olive oil.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it to the church. Put it on the altar on top of your prayer requests. You're going to leave them there. Bishop's going to do a message about the anointing and the blessing and stuff like that. And, we're just going to believe God together. When we did the oil blessing in 2020, who knew it was a few weeks before the world shut down? And but we thank God for that, and we're doing it again as we go into this new season. And so come out this Wednesday as we get our oil prayed for, pronounce a blessing over your life, and we're just going to believe God that priestly blessing, favor and blessing and deliverance will be on your life. So come out, join us this Wednesday at 7. If you can't come because you're out of town, just watch us online, happy with you, and we're going to pray, and we're going to trust and believe God.
Absolutely. And then on Thursday, we have the Sound Mind panel with the whole crew. And then also, we want to make sure that you guys know that January is a special month. Not only is it Transforming Lives Month, so we want to make sure that you come out to church with us, invite someone to join us. There's no registration required, but we do ask that you bring your IDs and your vaccination cards with you. But it's also Bishop's month of his birth. So he's turning 71 this year. And so the last 2 Sundays, I think it's the 22nd and the 29th, we'll be doing a special love offering for Bishop, just as a way to say thank you for all that he does, and to let him know how much we appreciate him for everything that he does for us. So we're asking for $1 for each year. If you can do that, awesome. If not, please just do the best that you can. As we together as a church family, just let Bishop know that we love him.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's going to be cool. You can do more. Some of us are doing more, and we're just happy. I think his birthday is on the 25th. I believe it's the 25th. I think it is. Y'all bet it.
I remember thinking after Christmas.
Yeah, I think it's the 25th. Y'all, I'm bad at birthdays. It's funny. I'll wake up some days and I won't remember it's my birthday until somebody says something.
Yeah.
Literally, I will go throughout my day and he'd be like, "Oh, hey, I'm like, oh yeah, it is my birthday today." I don't know, I'm getting older. I just remember it's like, I don't know.
I can get that. Lately I've been saying that I'm a year older than what I am.
You're 31.
How old am I?
You're 31 or 32?
31. I'm 32.
You're 32?
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, you are. That's right, because your 30th birthday was the first year of the pandemic. Yeah.
Yep.
And you was gonna try a big look at that. COVID done messed up the shindig. Well, maybe you can have a retro party.
I had a nice drive-by, celebration. Yeah. So that was nice, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe 33 would be different, maybe.
Well, it's coming soon.
My Jesus year.
And you shall rise again. Praise the Lord. All right, y'all, I gotta get out of here. Thank y'all for joining us for our first Maximize Monday of the year, and we'll see you all next Monday. If you didn't get a chance to look at those savings plan we posted, go on our social media sites, look at those savings plans, save some money this year. Praise the Lord.
Yeah.
Pay off your debts. All right, y'all. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.